Hi you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block. I am here with a new blog post this week and it's all about furniture and some of the trends that we're seeing in furniture that are not so healthy for our homes. If you've heard of the term fast fashion, essentially what it is buying something super cheap, not really made with a high quality material or even made with like high quality stitches or anything like that. And it's made to last one season because it's maybe more trendy. And then you toss it and get a new one next season when something else is in fashion. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is this is what's going on with a lot of our furniture. A lot of furniture is mass produced. That's another kind of key part of fast fashion is that it's mass produced. You can buy lots of different colors, you can buy lots of different patterns, but it's the same thing. It's just produced on a very large scale. So we're seeing that with furniture, and I'm kind of outlining this week some of the problems with this idea of like fast fashion for your home. We all want to have trendy, beautiful homes. We're all striving to have a space that we enjoy and that feels cozy and welcoming to other people. But unfortunately, the way that we're getting it is through buying pieces that are not made with high quality materials. They're produced very quickly. They're shipped from all areas of the world. And we're starting to see some of those pieces of furniture cause problems, not only in our own homes, not only with our health, but also in the environment. So that's what we're talking about today. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can click to the link below and it will give you, there's a link to my blog post. You can read up on everything. Any study that I mention is linked in the blog post. And then I also have other helpful links for you guys when it comes to purchasing furniture that's high quality. I have some ideas that I'll go through at the end of this post or video. So let's talk about fast furniture and even fast decor. Some places that you might see a lot of this is Ikea. Even hopping onto like Wayfair or Amazon, you can find things that are very inexpensive. Unfortunately, buying really inexpensive just sometimes can mean that we're buying something that's made of a material that's man-made, i.e. plastic, other things like that, resin, things we don't want in our house. We want to keep our furniture made of high quality, dense hardwood. So not softwood. Pine is an example of a softwood. We want to have something that is a harder wood, which would be like a maple, oak, something like that. This is something that you have to do your research on. As far as upholstery goes, we want something that is made with a natural latex. This can be very difficult to find, and I applaud anyone who has gone through the process of trying to find a very toxin-free sofa or chair that has some upholstery around foam. It can be tricky to find exactly what you're looking for, but using the tools that we have, the internet, calling manufacturers, that's a good way to start. But some of the other problems with the furniture that we're buying is a lot of it, because it is made with very inexpensive products, it has to be glued to hold together. So glue and adhesives that are in furniture most often have formaldehyde within them. The formaldehyde never stops off-gassing. It will off-gas in your home until you get rid of the furniture. And if you think about the number of things in our home that have these like very strong solvents and glues in them, we have a lot of formaldehyde being gassed into the air. You can actually get a test kit on Amazon where you can test your air for formaldehyde. You could also contact someone locally to do that for you if you are really concerned. But anything that has particle board, anything that is medium density fiberboard, anything that is being glued together in any way, plywood, anything like that, that's going to have formaldehyde most likely in it. And I am sharing some studies this week on the blog post that talk about the health effects of formaldehyde. One of them is we know it's a carcinogen. We know that it's not good for our airways. There's quite a few different studies linking it to problems with children and development, as well as moms who are pregnant. So it's really kind of fascinating to look through these studies and see what's going on with formaldehyde. And so we want to try and avoid it if we can. It's already in your house when you move in, because a lot of us have plywood subfloor. We have materials within our home that the builder has used that have formaldehyde in them. So bringing in furniture that has formaldehyde can also be detrimental to our health. So the next part of this is that not only does it cause harm to the inside of our home, we're seeing these mass-produced pieces of furniture cause problems in our environment. And this is because they're being mass-produced, they're using a lot of energy, they're off-gassing into the air, and then on top of it, we are shipping these products multiple places all around the world. And just the act of shipping something that large to multiple places causes a very large carbon footprint. And so we want to try to avoid things like that. So a solution to this would be buying locally. Another idea I'm going to talk about even more at the end of this video is finding someone who does custom made furniture in your local area. I think you will be surprised at the price. It's not as expensive as I even thought. We have someone local here in White Bear Lake who does really beautiful farmhouse furniture, and it's right around the same price point, you know, in comparison if I went to Wayfair and bought something, or I went to a furniture store and bought something. So it's a really good option if you have someone local who does furniture. The other part of this, I linked to a really interesting article, is the financial burden that people are taking upon themselves to change out furniture and decor so frequently with whatever trends change. This can really put a dent in your pocketbook. And the study that I talk about in the article, or in what I wrote, the blog, talks about how this is the idea behind the fast fashion in terms of furniture. They want people coming back, buying more. They don't make couches to last 10, 20 years like they once did. They're making them to last 3 to 5 years. And then people want to get a new one. I've seen this in my own home, even after deciding to spend quite a bit of money on a really high-end couch. It just doesn't hold up like some of the ones that we had even when I was a kid. So kind of an interesting study if you want to read that. I think the biggest thing that I want to talk about, we'll talk about solutions, but the biggest thing that we can really do to kind of give ourselves a break in terms of buying furniture and decor constantly is a mindset shift. Really, we just need to kind of step back, realize that we don't need to have every single thing that's new. I know it's hard because we see beautiful spaces on TV, we see them on Instagram, we see them on Pinterest, and we want to create that in our own house. But it doesn't mean that we're going to create it all like that. Taking your house and changing it slowly is fine. You don't have to have an instant house or an instant, Pinterest-worthy room. You can work on it over time and really be intentional about the things that you're buying. You can think it through, plan it out. I like to do this. I will plan out exactly what I want to put in a room, and slowly over the course of several years, sometimes I will end up getting everything for that room that I wanted. I don't go out and buy it all at once because I don't want to make a decision on something that's not a high quality item. It's not a high quality piece of furniture. It's not a piece of decor that I absolutely love. So I think a mindset shift is the number one thing here. But then let's talk about some of the things we can do to make better choices. Instead of buying brand new furniture, we can go to Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. These are great places to look for things from the comfort of your own couch. You can save them. You can really think about it. You don't have to just make an impulse buy. If you are going to go out and do like secondhand shopping, if you have a Habitat for Humanity store, like a restore by you, Those are really great. They have some really cool things in there that are often in decent shape, and it changes frequently day to day sometimes. We do like Goodwill in our area. There's other thrift stores that are kind of fun. I think the ones that are in more like urban areas tend to have some more unique finds than like maybe the ones in the suburbs, but you can just frequent those and peek in. So I think buying used is a really good option for combating this idea that we need to buy something brand new. Etsy is another place where you could find small pieces of furniture. You might even be able to find someone locally who makes furniture. And this is the idea of getting it custom made for your space, because they're making just one. They're not mass producing hundreds of these. They're making it specific to you. You order it. And they make it. So that's a really great option for furniture. Etsy is an awesome place for decor. I have a couple of my favorite Etsy shops linked in this week's blog post, and a lot of the decor is handmade for you. They're not mass producing this. It's someone local or someone on their own making these. It's not a company, a huge corporation. I think that's such a great thing to support. Another idea is to reuse what you have. I have been amazed at some of the pieces that I can move from room to room, and they actually work and they give the space new life, and I didn't go out and buy something new. I think we kind of forget about that sometimes, and we think that we just need to consume things and bring them home and change out our spaces. I don't even think that necessarily donating the things that we have is always the most is not necessarily, I don't think it's the best option for our earth. It still a lot of times ends up being disposed of somehow, somewhere. And so we have to be really careful with what we're bringing into our home so that we don't end up just tossing it in the future. I mean, obviously it's not good for our pocketbook. It's not good for the earth. And just that mindset can be kind of overwhelming when we're in the mode of like constantly having to consume and buy, as opposed to just enjoying what we have. So if you guys are interested, I have the blog post linked below in the notes if you're watching this on YouTube. Like I said, it's all about different ways that we can get away from this idea of fast fashion for our homes, in decor, in furniture. I have some great studies linked. I have some awesome Etsy stores linked. If you guys have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear them. I'll see you guys next time.